Capital and Counties, or Capco, is next, right? So now we've moved back to the UK and back to London in particular, a investment company that focuses on two core flagship properties. The one is Covent Garden and the other is Earls Court, both magnificent central London properties that have got development prospects as account of just tweaking and fixing and fiddling a little bit at the margins, because it's also a complex process to get planning approval in these environments. But that is also the source of the value, of course, because it means no one else can compete. Market capitalization, 45.2 billion rands. Yield lower at 0.6%. I'm not sure how that all comes out in the wash. Let's have a look at this one, though, because this is the one that's got punished the most, I think, as the result of the sell-off of the London property values perceived after the Brexit thing. So talk us through this one, JP. Why has it fallen down twice there like that?
Yes, so you can see, as you correctly say, it already started falling late 2015, and that is, as people, I think, came aware that there's a property bubble in London. You had all the Middle Eastern oil dollars, petrodollars flowing into London. You had Russian money flowing into London. You had Chinese investors buying into London. And we had a drop in the oil price, sharp drop in the oil price. And we had issues in China. And those already impacted the London property market before Brexit. And then you had the double whammy of Brexit further impacting people that wanting to buy in central London. They might not get visas to visit their properties as often as they wanted to. And Capital and Counties has got prime properties, big development at Earls Court, which they've also got planning permissions, and there's a bit of a legal tussle. Some people are challenging that, but that should go ahead. But they don't have a yield, as you correctly pointed out. Most of the yield that's generated by Covent Garden is actually going into paying for the overheads of the business. People are waiting for this Earls Court development to really be the fruits of their labours and be the big cash cow. But it's still a development, it's still in early days. And the first development which will come on stream is a residential development, Lily Square. And unfortunately, the sales of Lily Square have been disappointing. And that is why the share price has come down.
So it's that combination of development function pipeline plus the anxiety specifically about residential, which is obviously totally different to industrial and commercial and retail type properties. Okay, so now it's fallen and it's gotten a little bit talked about, and there's been anxiety and so on. I know Ian Hawksworth, the CEO, has been down here in the country chatting to people. He's been trying to resolve anxieties about the concerns about the
Lily Square
exhibition centre that's coming up
would
in
have been
Olympus.
sold, and then they backtracked. They said it's not going to be sold.
Yeah. How do you feel about it, though? Do you think it's a buy? I mean, it certainly has come down a lot.
It has come down a lot, but I do think that the risks have increased as well. I was disappointed that the venues business will not be sold. We haven't seen real traction with Lily Square. And then you don't have the yield while you, as a patient investor, wait for an upturn. With these other companies, you get the yield while you wait. With Capital and Counties, the yield goes into the overheads. You don't get that. So I'm cautious on it, and notwithstanding the sharp drop, I'm saying still not hot, unfortunately.
And I guess one can also say one would have to wait and see, for example, how Theresa May is going to handle this Article 50, whether or not it's going to get triggered and come hell or high water, they're done and dusted, or whether they're going to let it roll, or what the Europeans are going to do in terms of putting pressure on the Brits to do something, all of which could have some sort of secondary effects on these things.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go not hot on that.